Happy Wednesday, everybody. Today I thought it was a good idea, another reoccurring theme that's been happening, and I always feel like I'm sort of led to talk to you guys about things, so I just want to go with it while I'm passionate about it. So I get asked quite a bit. So I get up every day at 4:30 in the morning and I go teach boot camp class. So 6 days of the week I get up ridiculously early and I go and I teach boot camp classes, and I don't have to do that. Like, that's my choice because this is my business. I could run it however I wanted, and I could pick a different time. There's a lot of different things that I could do to get out of doing that. I don't have to. I could switch it to evening classes. There's a lot of stuff I could do. I've never been a morning person in my whole life. In fact, my grandma, who I was like closest to in my life, used to tell me that my purpose in life was to be a mattress tester. So I used to sleep a ton throughout the day. Like, I'd nap. I've never had a problem sleeping in my life. In fact, I love sleep. And anyway, so if you would have known me 5 years ago, there's no way anybody in the world would have ever thought that I could get up early every day and go do this. And what made me personally start, going outside of my comfort zone, getting up at 4:30 in the morning and teaching a class was my passion for what I do. So I love what I do. Hi, Jackie. I love what I do, and that gets me up every day. So whether it's 4 a.m., I knew that, when I started my business, that if I started early, that'd be early mornings would be a good class time to have. So I added that in, super passionate about it, and then I committed to it. So once I was committed and I had clients coming every day, I knew, I have to get up at 4:30. I have to be there by 5 and to open up and let them in and everything. So it's not something that I can just, wake up and roll over and hit snooze because I don't feel like working out that day or whatever it might be. I have to get up. It's just, I have to. It's a have to. So with working out or with your nutrition or anything in your life, whether it's, career goals or whatever it is, whenever we feel uncomfortable doing something or we're not used to doing something, it's new to us, or it's hard, it's difficult, we tend to talk ourselves out of it. So we start telling ourselves all of the reasons that we can't make that happen for us. Or so with workouts, early morning workouts, I can't tell you how many times I've told people, well, I have a 5 a.m. class, and they're like, oh God, I could never do that. I hear it all over and over and over again. And in my head, of course, I'm going, oh God, if you knew me, you would never think that I would be able to do this every day either. But I have a have to, and I have a why. So, my why now is that I love the people I see every morning at 5 a.m. And so I get up and I go to class, and we have, we might be half asleep for at least the first half of class sometimes, especially on Fridays. But it's still, we have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. And that's how it is with anything. So if you're not doing the things that you want to be doing, of course it's going to be, you're less likely to stick with it. You're less likely to show up every day, and you're less likely to be motivated to do that. So how do you learn to love something that you don't want to do? For one thing, for fitness, if you're doing something you hate doing, don't do it. If it's fitness related, find something else. There's a million different options for fitness. There's, fitness classes of all different kinds. In my gym, we have boot camp, and we've got Pyo, and we're starting turbo kick, and then Zumba. We've had Zumba in it at times in the gym. So, there's a ton of different things that you can do, even outdoor recreational activities and things like that. So with fitness, it drives me crazy sometimes when people are not doing any type of fitness at all because they just don't realize how many options there are out there. So that's one of the things I go over in my academy actually is hobby fitness and things, how to just work more fitness in without it being work, right? So, but with anything that you do in your life, you have a mindset towards it. So you gradually start changing your mindset to it. So like for fitness, for example, when I got into fitness, it was really, really hard for me to stick with it. For probably the first year I was doing it, I would fall off and I would start back and I would fall off. And with that, so once you're in the habit, you're feeling good, you're building some lean muscle or whatever, and then you stop for a while, and then you have to go back and you start again, and your muscles are sore, and it sucks all over again, and you're starting from the beginning. And so my mindset changed over time to, I don't want that to happen. So, like, you start learning that it's easier to just stick with it than it is to stop and start something and stop and start something. Another thing is, when you are, I've found with my business, so my business was probably one of the hardest things that I ever did. That was something that, I've wanted to quit a lot of times because it's, if I'm not financially making money and I'm doing something, even though I'm passionate about it, sometimes you second guess yourself, you question it, whatever. And so there's been a few times where I just really want to quit. And one of my friends, Linda, was actually talking about this in one of her videos, one of my coaching friends, in one of her videos yesterday. And she made a bunch of really good points about, anytime you've ever come up against that barrier and you just push through and you just go, screw this, I'm doing it anyway. Maybe something awesome's going to come from it, so I'm just going to try it. It's almost like every time I've ever wanted to quit, within like a week or 2 weeks or something amazing happens. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I stuck with it or whatever. It's like you're kind of rewarded for having tenacity, pushing yourself through and just being like, I'm going to do it anyway. And so same with college, with college with me, I was in college for 7 years and had 4 or 5 different majors. Only, 3 that were really, that I was really super passionate about. But, as in doing that, I would have been so easy. I was lost in college. I didn't know where I was going from here, what I was going to be doing. I was looking for my path, I guess you could say. And there was a lot of times that I had anxiety. The first time I ever went on medication for anxiety was senior year as a chemistry major and doing 12 hours of cancer research in the lab for free. I was paying them actually, and thinking, what the hell am I doing? Why am I putting myself through this? But I looked ahead. So I looked, to my future, and I was like, if I quit, where's that gonna put me? And if I don't quit, where could that potentially put me? And so that's kind of what always kept me going. I kind of always was like, okay, one more test, just get through this exam and then regroup, or just get through this, and regroup. And that's how I did 7 years, but anyway, so it's all about how you look at things. And if you look at it like, I could be potentially setting myself up for something really amazing, even if you've, tried to lose weight for a long, long time, and then you're super frustrated because you can't get rid of that last 50 pounds or whatever it might be for you. And so it gets frustrating in a lot of different instances where you feel like you should have seen results faster in something, or you're not getting exactly what you're looking for right then or whatever. And so you have to push through. And so if you look at it like growth, what you're getting out of it, even if you're not getting an immediate result, you're internally growing, you're changing your whole dynamic on your life when you are able to accomplish something and push through something and know that you could have given up, but you didn't. And you despite the naysayers and the haters or whatever, you still, pushed through. For me, that's what's changed my entire outlook on myself, my self-esteem, my confidence level, everything that I do now, I can do because I feel like I'm on the right path because I'm living true to myself. So when you're following something that you feel like is going to improve you somehow, it's okay every once in a while, that you're gonna not be motivated. You might miss a workout here and there or whatever. But when you start telling yourself that you don't have to skip that, I think that a lot of times we wake up in the morning and we go, we kind of tell ourselves that, God, I just can't do that today. I'm so tired, or I've just been working really hard this week and I'm just kind of exhausted and I just need a break. And sometimes we do, sometimes that's legitimate. But when you're half asleep, you tell yourself a lot of crazy shit, to talk yourself out of it. And so we just have to know that we're doing what we need to do for ourselves, and just make it a have to. If how many times do you hear somebody say, if I only would have known beforehand that this was possible, I would have done it 10 years sooner. You know, I hear that with weight loss a lot, especially people who've had like gastric bypass or lap band procedures and things like that, where they say, gosh, if I would have just, when I was 50 pounds overweight, if I would have just done something about it then, instead of waiting until I was 150 pounds overweight. Or, you know, and I talk to Tim about that all the time. You know, just imagine if every time I gained 10 pounds or I gained 15 pounds, if I didn't put myself in check and go, oh gosh, girl, you better, you know, check your nutrition and start getting back in the gym, you know, I would be in that same position, and so would anybody else. So, you know, if you can look down and look at the consequences of what you're doing down the road and where it's going to get you, you're going to set yourself up for success. You're never going to set yourself up for failure. You're never going to go, oh gosh, you know, if I quit working out right now and start eating, you know, whatever I want for a while, you know, maybe I'll lose weight. You know, nobody does that. We know that's not true. We have to be realistic with ourselves in what we're in the dialogue that we're telling ourselves. You're not going to lose weight from working out less and eating more. And you potentially, if you fix your nutrition and you start doing fitness, but you don't lose weight right away, the odds are you're going to pick up good habits, and eventually you're going to hit through your plateaus. You know, it takes a lot of consistency, and it takes a lot of self-love, you know. So if you are consistently falling off a health track, then there's probably something internal with your, you know, with your chakras, you know, get a little bit woo-woo on you, but, you know, you might have something off with your love levels, you know, and your love for yourself and your self-confidence, and that's when you have to start doing a little bit of self-work and maybe some mindset work and getting to the root of what's stopping you, because self-sabotage is real, and, you know, we do it out of habit and out of comfort. You know, we want to be comfortable in our lives, and what we're doing is comfortable, whether that's, you know, making $35,000 a year and never making more than that. Usually that's because we get comfortable with a certain level that we're at. You know, if you do as much as you have to do to get by, and as humans we tell ourselves that that's enough, you know. So for me, that's not enough. For me, I'm always constantly trying to go through self-improvement, and it's up to everybody individually, you know, what goals you want to set for yourself and what you want to do with yourself. But just know that it's possible. Nobody in my 5 a.m. class is going to tell you that it's easy to do that every day. You know, we all complain about it, and there's at least one day a week where everybody's kind of getting there, and we're like totally dragging ass because we just are, you know, tired and, you know, second guessing ourselves, like, why are we doing this to ourselves, you know? But we get done with our workout, and by the time we're done, we've got an endorphin high. We're all like kind of joking around with each other. It sets our day up really well, and they will all tell you that that's why they go every day. You know, it's about the reward after the fact. So just like anything in life, you know, you set goals. It's not always going to be pretty, and, you know, sometimes you're going to have to just be lacing up your shoes and walking out the door without thinking about it too much, because that's how I got through my whole first year of working out, was just, Dre, shut up, stop talking yourself out of this, and just put your shoes on and go. So Anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm really happy to be doing this regularly so that you guys can start popping on and asking questions and letting me know that you're here, so that I know who I'm talking to, because then I can directly speak to you. So don't forget that Monday, the 31st, next Monday, is when we start the hormone reset and detox, and that is going to be clean foods. So if you want to start shopping, the way to shop for this is by just focusing a lot on your fruits, vegetables, and meats. And then we'll do some grains, but it's really going to be whole grains. Sorry about the bird. So like brown rice, quinoa, that sort of thing, and you should be golden. So, and then if you have any questions, message me. You can PM me anytime on Facebook, or shoot me a text or whatever. So that's all on the page as well. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your week. I hope that this helped you. Unfortunately, the verdict is that you just kind of have to push through and take time when you really need it, and know that if you know, something that that I've done for myself to keep myself on track with my workouts is I set a minimum number of workouts I have to get in that week. So I know if I skip one, I'm going to have to add in another one somewhere. So if your number is like 4 workouts in a week and then you miss Wednesday, you're going to have to do a couple more, you know, that sort of thing. And that helps me keep me on track. Another thing that I did when I was working out at home was I would only let myself watch, like I had a series at the time I was watching Army Wives, and I would only let myself watch Army Wives on Netflix while I was on my treadmill. So I had it on my iPad. Margarita, come here. So I had it on my iPad on my treadmill, and there was times that I would spend like hours on the treadmill, just, you know, mostly walking, but so that I could watch it. So anyway, there's a lot of different tricks you can use. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys next Wednesday at 11:30. If not, I will do probably another video here this weekend to get you guys prepped for the hormone reset, and I'll be posting some information about that, how to set that up for you. And then I'm also doing that 30-minute call for $19 promo that's been going on for the last few weeks, and so I just want to remind you about that. I have with a few other people that are doing the free 14-day hormone reset thing. They've taken advantage of the call, and then I can get a little bit more in depth in there in your lifestyle and what might help you. So, all right, have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later.